Well, more than 50 days into this COVID-19 crisis here in Western New York, and another big question on the minds of many tonight: when can we reopen? The state has set up a checklist of sorts, and Erie County still has some work to do to check off some of those boxes. The county now closing in on 4,000 positive cases of COVID-19. 323 people have now died. That is a spike from this same time last week, where that number was 247. Nearly 21,000 people have been tested, but the county is still about 300 tests short per day to meet the state benchmark. The county also needs more contact tracers. As 7 Eyewitness News reporter Ed Riley explains tonight, Western New York still has some hurdles to overcome before it can reopen.
I'm personally of the opinion, because of the issues we dealt with in Erie County, that we're probably not going to open on May 15th, but I think we have a very good chance of opening on June 1st.
During a virtual press conference with the New York State Association of Counties, it was pointed out that there are still some big hurdles to overcome for reopening.
We're now in this very gray period, which is we're not entirely closed and we're not yet open.
We get a lot of questions about youth sports leagues and athletic leagues, and it's tough to tell them that I don't think we're going to see youth sports all summer.
Testing is one of them. Under the governor's 7-point plan for reopening, downstate has met its goal for testing. Other regions, including Western New York, have not. Western New York is required to conduct 41,000 COVID-19 tests, and right now the average is still around 35,000 per month.
Now, when people start getting back to some semblance of normalcy, they may not be willing or interested in being tested, and therefore that standard will become more and more complex to meet.
Antibody testing is another concern. While it is not widespread, what has been done shows only about 10% of Erie County's population has been exposed to COVID-19.
That means more than 90% of my population hasn't even come in contact with it, and that scares me with potentially could happen in the future.
Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz said he is waiting for guidance from New York State on what companies must do in regards to safety so they can reopen.
What's the template that businesses need to respond with to show us that they're meeting the protocols and the standards?
But one of the biggest worries regards government funding. COVID-19 blasted huge holes in county budgets statewide by eliminating $3.5 billion in revenue from things like sales tax.
Can't afford for this to fail.
The county executives are now calling on Congress to approve more stimulus money that goes directly to local governments.
We don't have a stimulus package 4.0. We're going to have to do drastic cuts across all county departments.
The Association of Counties realizes there are people who will not be happy to hear this. But the county executives remind the public that reopening will take some time, and it will not happen all at once. Ed Riley, 7 Eyewitness News.
Hundreds